Imagine turning the key of your Toyota after 15 years, and the engine purrs like the day you drove it off the lot. No rattles, no sluggish response, no smoke, just that smooth, confident hum that every Toyota owner dreams of. Now imagine this. Your odometer doesn't say 80,000 or 150,000. It reads 367,000 miles. That's not a fantasy. Thousands of Toyota owners around the world have achieved it. Their secret isn't luck or some magic oil. It's a set of simple habits done consistently. These are things you can do at home, without a mechanic's license or a fancy garage. But here's the truth. Most Toyota owners never make it past 200,000 miles because they ignore the small stuff that slowly eats away at their engines. If you love your Camry, Corolla, Tacoma, or 4Runner, then pay close attention, because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn exactly how to make your Toyota engine run like it's brand new again. And keep it that way for life. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below with your Toyota's mileage. I love seeing how far these engines go. Every like helps more Toyota owners discover these life-extending tips. And trust me, your future self will thank you when your car still starts perfectly 10 years from now. Now, let's start with the heart of every Toyota, the engine oil. Section 1. The lifeblood of your engine. Oil done right. If your Toyota could talk, it would beg you to take oil changes seriously. Engine oil is what keeps every moving part alive. It lubricates, cools, and protects from friction. Yet, it's one of the most misunderstood aspects of maintenance. Here's the reality. Toyota engines are built with extremely tight tolerances. That means the smallest debris, sludge buildup, or oil starvation can cause early wear on pistons, bearings, and camshafts. Over time, neglecting oil changes doesn't just shorten your car's life, it kills it from the inside out. Change your oil every 5,000 to 7,500 miles, depending on your driving conditions. If you drive mostly in stop-and-go traffic, short trips, or dusty environments, shorten that interval. Use synthetic oil and not conventional. Synthetic oil doesn't break down as quickly, it resists heat better, and it keeps your internal engine parts cleaner. And don't just change the oil, always replace the oil filter. A clogged filter can restrict oil flow and create dry spots inside your engine, which is the fastest route to wear and tear. For older Toyotas, like the 2007 Camry or early 4Runners, switching to high-mileage synthetic oil can rejuvenate seals and reduce small leaks. It's a small upgrade that makes a huge difference over time. A Toyota with clean oil doesn't just run better, it runs longer, quieter, and cooler. Section 2. The air it breathes. Air filter and intake system. Your Toyota engine breathes air just like you do. And if it can't breathe properly, it can't perform. Over time, dust, pollen, and microscopic debris accumulate in the air filter. A dirty filter restricts airflow, making your engine work harder and burn more fuel. Worse, it can allow particles into the combustion chamber, slowly scarring cylinder walls and piston rings. That's why replacing your air filter every 12,000 to 15,000 miles is essential. It's one of the simplest, cheapest, and most impactful DIY maintenance steps you can take. While you're there, inspect the intake hoses for cracks or leaks. Even a small vacuum leak can confuse your Toyota's sensors, leading to rough idling, poor acceleration, or an illuminated check engine light. Clean the mass airflow sensor, MAF, once a year using a dedicated MAF cleaner. Never touch it with your hands. That small sensor monitors airflow and directly affects how much fuel your engine injects. Keeping it clean helps your car run smoother, improves fuel efficiency, and restores lost power. Think of it this way. Clean air equals clean combustion, and that's what keeps your Toyota engine young. Section 3. Cooling system, the hidden hero. If oil is your Toyota's blood, coolant is its lifeline. It prevents overheating, which is one of the few things that can destroy even a bulletproof Toyota engine. Coolant doesn't just regulate temperature, it also protects against corrosion inside your radiator, water pump, and cylinder head. But over time, coolant loses its effectiveness and turns acidic. When that happens, it starts eating away at the metal it's supposed to protect. Toyota specifically designed its red and pink long-life coolant to match the metal alloys in its engines. Always stick to these. Never mix them with green or blue generic coolants. Mixing different types can cause chemical reactions that form sludge or block coolant passages. Flush your cooling system every 30,000 to 50,000 miles, depending on climate and driving habits. If you live somewhere hot, inspect your radiator and hoses regularly for leaks or brittleness. A single failed hose or water pump can overheat your engine within minutes, and no Toyota, no matter how tough, can survive repeated overheating. When you take care of the cooling system, you're not just avoiding breakdowns, you're adding years to your Toyota's lifespan. Section 4. The Spark of Life Ignition System. The spark plugs and ignition coils are the match that lights your Toyota's fire. Over time, spark plugs wear down, the gap widens, and misfires start to occur. These misfires may seem small at first, a rough idle here, a bit of hesitation there, but they cause unburnt fuel to enter the exhaust, damaging catalytic converters and reducing fuel economy. Change your spark plugs every 60,000 to 100,000 miles, depending on the type. Iridium plugs last the longest and are the best choice for modern Toyotas. When replacing them, inspect ignition coils for cracks, corrosion on the boots, or signs of overheating. Many Toyotas use coil-on-plug systems, meaning one bad coil can affect only a single cylinder, but driving too long with a misfire can stress the rest of the ignition circuit and even foul the oxygen sensors. A weak spark means incomplete combustion, which leads to carbon buildup, and carbon buildup is the slow poison of Toyota engines. It clogs valves, pistons, and fuel injectors. That buildup also reduces compression and airflow efficiency, meaning your engine works harder to do less. To combat that, consider using a high-quality fuel system cleaner every few thousand miles. Some mechanics recommend adding it just before an oil change to flush out residues that loosen carbon deposits. Also, make sure your air filter and PCV valve are clean, since dirty airflow can alter the fuel-air mix, making the ignition system's job harder. When your ignition system is firing perfectly, your Toyota doesn't just run, it sings. You'll notice smoother, idle, better throttle response, cleaner exhaust, and a quiet hum that feels almost electric. It's the sound of harmony between power and precision, and it's the first real sign that your Toyota's heart is beating strong again. Section 5. The Transmission. Smooth Operator. Your Toyota's engine may be the star, but the transmission is the stage it performs on. Smooth shifting means your engine isn't straining unnecessarily, and that harmony between gears and power delivery is what makes Toyotas famous for their smooth, confident feel. Most Toyota transmissions are incredibly durable, but they depend entirely on clean, healthy fluid. Over time, heat and friction break down the transmission fluid, reducing lubrication and causing delayed shifts, harsh engagement, or even internal wear on the clutch packs. If left unchecked, that wear leads to metal shavings circulating through the system, and those shavings are like sandpaper inside your gearbox. Change your transmission fluid every 30,000 to 60,000 miles, and always use Toyota's specific ATF type, whether it's WS, World Standard, or Type TI4. These fluids are engineered with precise viscosity and additive packages to protect Toyota's intricate valve bodies and torque converters. If your model has a transmission filter or strainer, replace it during the fluid service. And when checking the fluid, inspect both the color and smell. Healthy ATF should be bright red or pink, not dark, burnt, or murky. A burnt smell signals oxidation and internal wear. Also, remember to service the differential and transfer case if you drive a 4WD Toyota like the 4Runner Tacoma or Land Cruiser. These components often get ignored, but use specialized lubricants that protect the gears transferring torque to the wheels. Transmission failure is one of the most expensive repairs you can face, but it's also one of the easiest to prevent. Keep the fluid clean, avoid aggressive shifting, and warm your vehicle properly on cold mornings. With these habits, your transmission won't just survive, it'll glide through every gear for hundreds of thousands of miles. Section 6. The Heartbeat. Connection, fuel, and sensors. Modern Toyota engines rely on dozens of sensors to stay efficient. Oxygen sensors, throttle position sensors, NOx sensors, mass airflow sensors, and more. Each one plays a small but critical role in ensuring your engine runs with the perfect mix of air, fuel, and spark. Over time, fuel injectors can clog, especially if you use low-quality fuel or drive short distances frequently. Poor combustion leads to rough idling, sluggish acceleration, and wasted gas. To avoid this, use top-tier gasoline whenever possible. It contains detergents that keep injectors clean and help dissolve existing deposits in the combustion chamber. If your Toyota ever feels like it's lost its original pep, a bottle of injector cleaner and a throttle body cleaning can make it feel brand new again. The throttle body, in particular, collects sticky carbon deposits that can cause rough idle or delayed throttle response. A simple cleaning every 15,000 to 20,000 miles restores crisp performance. Sensors like the mass airflow sensor, MAF, and oxygen sensors, O2, are also crucial. The MAF measures how much air enters the engine, helping the ECU decide how much fuel to inject. When it gets dirty, it sends false readings, leading to poor fuel economy and hesitation. Cleaning the MAF with the proper electronic safe cleaner can restore accuracy instantly. Meanwhile, failing O2 sensors often go unnoticed, silently causing your Toyota to run rich or lean. Replace them every 80,000 to 100,000 miles, or sooner if your check engine light appears with codes like P0133 or P0171. Together, these sensors form the nervous system of your Toyota's engine. They constantly communicate, adapt, and fine-tune every explosion in each cylinder. Keeping them clean and functional ensures your Toyota runs not just reliably but efficiently, powerfully, and almost telepathically smooth. Your engine's sensors and fuel system form a delicate ecosystem. Keeping them healthy keeps your entire car alive. Section 7. The cooling system's partner: belts, hoses, and pumps. Every Toyota engine relies on a series of belts and hoses working quietly behind the scenes. They don't demand much attention until they fail, and when they do, they can take the entire engine down with them. The serpentine belt powers everything: the alternator, water pump, power steering, and air conditioning. Over time, heat, friction, and age cause cracks and glazing on the rubber surface. A worn belt can slip, squeal, or snap entirely, leaving you stranded. Inspect it every 15,000 miles and replace it every 60,000 to 90,000, depending on your model and climate. If you hear a chirp or whine from under the hood, don't ignore it. That's often the belt begging for replacement. The same goes for hoses. Coolant hoses harden and swell with time, especially near clamps. A sudden hose rupture can cause an instant coolant dump and catastrophic overheating. Gently squeeze your hoses when the engine is cool. If they feel brittle or unusually soft, it's time to replace them. The water pump is another unsung hero. It circulates coolant through the engine and radiator. If you notice coolant dripping from the front of the engine or hear a faint grinding noise, your water pump bearings may be on their way out. Remember, preventative replacement is cheaper than emergency towing. Belts and hoses are the veins and arteries of your Toyota's heart. Keep them healthy, and the engine will keep beating strong. Section 8. Exhaust and emissions. Breathing out clean. Every breath your Toyota takes in through the intake must also be exhaled efficiently through the exhaust system. When that flow becomes restricted or contaminated, performance and fuel economy suffer. Over the years, carbon and rust can build up in the exhaust, muffler, or catalytic converter. A weak or rusted exhaust system not only affects sound, but also back pressure, that subtle balance that keeps your engine breathing smoothly. Check your exhaust for holes, leaks, or rattles, especially in older models. Corrosion often starts where moisture collects, like the muffler seams or flange joints. Modern Toyotas rely on oxygen sensors to monitor how efficiently fuel is burning. When these sensors fail or get contaminated by soot, the computer starts compensating, often by running rich, wasting fuel and fouling spark plugs. Replacing oxygen sensors every 80,000 to 100,000 miles keeps your emissions clean and your engine balanced. A clean exhaust system isn't just about performance, it's also about longevity. An engine that breathes in and out freely runs cooler, cleaner, and lasts far longer. Section 9. Protecting the undercarriage, rust silent attack. Toyota trucks and SUVs are legendary for their durability, but even legends have a weakness: rust. Salted winter roads, humidity, and mud all accelerate corrosion, especially on frames and undercarriages. Once rust takes hold, it spreads like cancer, eating through brake lines, fuel lines, and suspension mounts. Over time, it compromises safety and can total an otherwise perfect vehicle. To prevent it, wash your undercarriage regularly, especially after winter. Pressure washing once a month during salt season removes grime and corrosive residue. Applying a rubberized undercoating or oil-based rust inhibitor once a year is a small investment that can save your car's frame for decades. Products like Fluid Film or Crown are trusted among Toyota owners for a reason. They creep into seams and protect metal from the inside out. Don't forget hidden trouble spots like the frame cross members, rocker panels, and wheel wells, areas that trap moisture and salt. If you live near the coast, rinse your vehicle's underside even more frequently, since sea air contains salt that accelerates oxidation. Owners in northern climates have proven this. A rust-treated Toyota frame can easily last 400,000 miles. Neglect it, and you might be fighting holes in flaky metal before 150K. A clean, rust-free undercarriage doesn't just look good. It's the foundation of a Toyota that never quits. Treat it early, maintain it regularly, and your Toyota will age like fine steel instead of rusted iron. Section 10. Suspension, steering, and stability. Many Toyota owners focus on the engine, but forget what connects that power to the road: the suspension and steering system. Your shocks, struts, and bushings absorb every pothole, vibration, and twist. When these wear down, your car doesn't just ride rough. It starts transferring shock back into the frame and engine mounts. That stress shortens the life of the entire vehicle. Inspect your suspension annually or every 15,000 miles. If your ride feels floaty, or you hear clunks when turning or braking, it's time to replace worn components. Toyota suspension parts are famous for lasting long, but nothing lasts forever. OEM shocks and struts are built for balance, not just comfort, so always stick to genuine or high-quality equivalents when replacing them. Also pay close attention to your bushings, tie rods, and ball joints. These small parts keep your wheels stable and your alignment true. When they wear, your steering becomes sloppy, which can wear tires prematurely and make highway driving feel unstable. The same applies to your wheel alignment. Misalignment wears tires unevenly, reduces fuel efficiency, and adds unnecessary strain to steering components. Get an alignment check at least once a year or anytime you hit a major pothole or curb. The goal isn't just comfort, it's mechanical harmony. A well-balanced suspension allows every other system, including your engine, to work at peak efficiency. When your Toyota glides smoothly down the road, that's the feeling of precision engineering working exactly as intended. Section 11. The battery and electrical system powering every spark. A Toyota's reliability often depends on the simplest component, the battery. It powers not just your starter motor, but every sensor, light, and ignition pulse your engine depends on. Most car batteries last 3 to 5 years, but harsh climates can shorten that dramatically. Heat accelerates internal corrosion, while cold reduces capacity. Check your battery voltage regularly. Anything below 12.4 volts at rest may signal weakness. Clean the terminals with a wire brush and apply dielectric grease to prevent corrosion. Ensure the cables are tight and free from oxidation. Corroded terminals can cause low voltage even with a new battery, leading to flickering lights or slow starts. Also, pay attention to your alternator. A weak alternator can mimic a dying battery, leading to misdiagnosis. Test both systems before replacing parts blindly. A healthy alternator should output around 13.8 to 14.4 volts when the engine is running. Many Toyota owners overlook grounding wires, yet a loose or corroded ground can cause random electrical issues, from dim headlights to erratic sensor readings. Replacing or cleaning ground connections every few years keeps the electrical flow steady and healthy. Additionally, check the condition of your fuses and relays. especially if you experience intermittent electrical failures. Simple as it sounds, a $5 fuse can prevent hundreds of dollars in unnecessary diagnostics. A strong electrical system is like a heartbeat. It keeps your Toyota's brain and muscles working in perfect sync. Take care of it, and it'll power your car faithfully for years, beyond the expected lifespan. Section 12. The way you drive. Habits that make or break longevity. Even if you maintain your Toyota perfectly, how you drive it matters just as much as how often you service it. The first few minutes after startup are the most critical. Oil is thick and hasn't fully circulated, meaning internal metal parts aren't fully protected. Avoid revving the engine hard or accelerating aggressively until your temperature gauge reaches normal. Short trips are another hidden enemy. Starting and stopping without giving the engine enough time to reach full temperature causes moisture buildup and carbon accumulation. Whenever possible, combine errands to give your engine proper warm-up cycles. Smooth, patient driving dramatically extends the life of your transmission, brakes, and engine. Avoid unnecessary idling and let the car roll gently into stops instead of harsh braking. High-speed runs on the highway can actually be beneficial. They burn off carbon buildup and help the catalytic converter reach its self-cleaning temperature. Another key habit is maintaining steady throttle input. Constant on and off acceleration increases wear on motor mounts and transmission clutches. Keep your driving fluid, not jerky. If you drive a manual, avoid resting your foot on the clutch pedal, as this wears the release bearing prematurely. Section 13. Fluids. Beyond the basics, the complete fluid family. Everyone remembers oil and coolant, but the lesser-known fluids are just as important. Your brake fluid absorbs moisture over time, which reduces braking power and corrodes internal components. Flush it every 2 to 3 years. Power steering fluid and differential oil also deserve attention. Old, dirty fluid creates friction in pumps and gears, slowly wearing them down. Replacing them every 60,000 miles keeps everything moving smoothly. Even windshield washer fluid plays a small role in safety. Visibility is everything, especially during harsh weather. Keeping reservoirs topped up ensures every drive stays stress-free. Think of fluids as your Toyota's internal organs. Each one plays a unique role in its overall health. Neglect one, and the others eventually suffer. Section 14. The mindset. Treating your Toyota like a partner. Here's the truth. Toyotas don't just last because they're built well. They last because their owners care. Owners who hit 400,000 or even 500,000 miles don't treat their vehicles as disposable machines. They develop a relationship with them. They listen for small changes, a new noise, a subtle vibration, a drop in power, and act early. Every oil change, every cleaning, every inspection is an act of preservation. They see maintenance not as a chore, but as an investment in reliability, safety, and peace of mind. If you adopt that mindset, your Toyota becomes more than transportation. It becomes a legacy, something you can hand down with pride to the next generation. When you combine smart maintenance with mindful driving, your Toyota becomes nearly immortal. These engines were engineered to go the distance, but the key is in your hands. Every drop of fresh oil, every cleaned sensor, every small act of care adds up to thousands of extra miles of smooth performance. So, whether you drive a 2007 Camry or a 2025 4Runner, remember this: longevity isn't magic. It's maintenance, consistency, and respect. Take care of your Toyota and it will take care of you mile after mile, year after year. That's how you make your Toyota engine run like new forever. If you found this guide valuable, hit like, subscribe, and share it with every Toyota owner you know. Drop a comment below and tell me your model, mileage, and what year you're driving. I want to see who's got the highest mileage Toyota here. Every engagement helps more Toyota drivers discover how to save thousands of dollars and keep their engines running strong. Let's build a community of Toyota owners who never settle for good enough. Because when you do this, your Toyota doesn't just survive, it thrives.